Paris Hilton, the name synonymous with glamour, wealth, and a life many envy, faced a tragedy that not even her wealth could shield her from. On a crisp autumn evening, Paris sat in her Beverly Hills living room, scrolling through her phone while planning her next event. What should have been a mundane evening turned into a nightmare as she received an urgent call from a neighbor in Malibu. "Paris, it's the fire. It's heading toward your house," the neighbor said, her voice shaking with panic. Paris froze. For years, her Malibu home had been her sanctuary, a breathtaking oceanfront property that represented peace, privacy, and memories of joy. It was where she'd hosted her closest friends, celebrated milestones, and escaped from the unrelenting glare of the paparazzi. She turned on the television, switching to the local news. A live broadcast of the fire, now dubbed the Malibu Inferno, filled the screen. Thick plumes of smoke engulfed the landscape as flames devoured everything in their path. The reporter's voice was grave. "This is one of the most destructive wildfires in California history. Hundreds of homes have already been consumed, and firefighters are struggling to contain the blaze." Paris's heart sank as the aerial footage zeroed in on the coastal neighborhood she recognized as her own. The camera panned to her home, a sprawling estate with white walls and floor-to-ceiling glass windows that reflected the setting sun. But now, those windows reflected a horrifying scene, raging flames closing in. Desperate for updates, Paris began live streaming to her millions of followers on social media, a platform where she often shared her happiest moments. But tonight, her voice trembled as she spoke. "My house, it's right there. It's burning," she said, pointing to the screen. Tears welled up in her eyes as she watched the flames consume her dream home. The comments flooded in, some offering sympathy, others captivated by the tragic spectacle. "Please no," she whispered as the roof collapsed, sending sparks into the night sky. Her followers could feel her pain, her vulnerability, a rare glimpse into the human side of someone often viewed as untouchable. Paris's loss was just one of many. Malibu, known for its luxury estates and celebrity residents, had become unrecognizable. Mansions were reduced to ash, and residents were forced to flee with little more than the clothes on their backs. The fire displaced thousands, turning a haven of affluence into a landscape of despair. Paris joined relief efforts the following day, using her platform to raise awareness and funds for the victims. She visited evacuation centers, meeting people who had lost everything. "This isn't just about me," she told reporters. "So many families are hurting right now. We need to come together." In the weeks that followed, Paris became an unexpected voice for climate change awareness and wildfire prevention. She shared stories of firefighters' bravery and highlighted the importance of preparedness. While critics questioned her motives, Paris's sincerity was undeniable. Months later, standing on the charred remains of her Malibu property, Paris addressed a small gathering of reporters and community members. "This house was more than a building. It was a piece of my heart," she said, "but I've realized that homes can be rebuilt. What truly matters are the people and memories we carry with us." As the fires continued to rage across California, Paris Hilton's tragedy became a symbol of the widespread devastation affecting thousands. The loss of her Malibu home was a personal heartbreak, but it also served as a stark reminder of the growing dangers posed by wildfires. While Paris focused on raising funds and awareness, the rebuilding process was far from over, for her or her neighbors. "This isn't just about getting my house back," she said during a recent interview. "It's about learning from this, supporting each other, and making sure we're better prepared for the future." Standing amidst the ashes of her once beautiful property, Paris reflected on the surreal events of the past weeks. "It's strange," she admitted, "to see everything you worked for gone in an instant. But it's also humbling to know I'm not alone in this. My community, my neighbors, we're all in this together." As firefighters continued to battle blazes and evacuation orders remained in place for parts of Malibu, Paris joined efforts to support displaced families and rebuild local infrastructure. Her work in the weeks following the fire demonstrated that resilience doesn't always mean dramatic comebacks. Sometimes it's about showing up for those who need you and taking small steps toward recovery. For Paris Hilton, the fire wasn't the end of a chapter, but an ongoing story. "We're still healing," she said, "and we have a long way to go. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that this community is stronger than any fire."